Hello, all. I'm Lady Jane, Reiki Master Teacher, Akashic Channel, Medium, and Intuitive Development Life Coach. So, I wanted to hop on today and share something rather unique and I think very intriguing. So, I want you to take this with a grain of salt. And this is from a dream I had. So, it's metaphorical content, but I want you to read in between the lines and look for the hidden deeper meaning but between what I'm saying. So I woke up and I had a pretty interesting dream last night. And I want to share that with you guys because I feel like there's so much rich information that can be gathered from our dreams and dream state. And I work a lot with dream interpretation or just reality interpretation. So it kind of goes along with what I do. And it's great because our dreams and our subconscious is a wonderful bridge for our conscious mind. So I use that landscape as a way to connect to my higher self and gain information and that's how I do my healing work with others as well, is communicating with their higher self. Because ultimately, the higher self knows exactly where it is, where it wants to go, and what it's doing here. So that's the quickest way to alleviate any problem that we face in the 3D physical world. So, on to the dream. It was a long dream, but towards the end is where it got really important. Somehow, I was being hunted by death. Like it was after me. And I knew it was after me. And it it came into my house and I knew exactly what this entity was. It just looked like a normal person. Um, but intuitively we know. And so I just started fighting death, right? I just started like swords up, laying out all my strategies, my physical, emotional, mental, working with my energy and just really combating this energy of death. And I got so tired. And then death got so tired. And then we ended up kind of just talking shit, talking about life, talking about my problems, why I didn't want to die, why I wasn't ready for this. Um, Joking, laughing, and we just started. And then I realized that death wasn't in a hurry. Death was literally just like sitting there with me, letting me solve out like my karma, like letting me solve out my issues and coming to terms with everything. And death was like, yeah, I'm just here. It's no worries. I'm here with the journey, right? I want you to cross over in peace. I want you to be ready. And so it took away the fear. And I also realized that we were having a good old time by the end of it. I had a glass of wine, he had a glass of wine. It's funny because I haven't drank in a few years. So that's drinking is not a thing for me, but it was that social norm in my dream of like that deep emotional camaraderie, right? And in that, I realized that, and I got pretty emotional with death. It was just interesting because how patient death was, and it was really more of a realization for me because there's, in truth, nothing that we really have to be afraid of in life. We really planned out this whole thing eloquently, and nothing's going to happen that we aren't prepared for or aren't ready for. And I realized too that I was, so I believe where you put your attention, where your energy, attention or energy flows where attention goes. So whatever your mind is on is where you're putting your your innate energetic power and energy too. So here I was working so hard to fight against that which I was afraid of, right? All the meantime, only focusing on death and only fighting it with all of my energy. And so it goes to say that, again, whatever we fight, we actually encourage to come our way. We actually attract because we attract what we are. So it's so much fight in me. I've had so many past lives where I've had traumatic deaths, or did I? Is that just something that we're told and we believe in the persecution imprint or the martyr complex? Is it just a belief that we feed power to that then, creates our reality? And are we basing our reality off of fear? So again, whatever you're focusing on, you attract, you create. And so it's so funny. I get the image of like a creek and just like struggling to go against the current and fighting it and using all your energy. And you can't do that for forever, right? But as you're going against this current, where are you? Because the current's pushing. You stay exactly in the same space where you see the same piece of land and you're working so hard to just stay where you are. I feel like that has a lot to do with us in life, like in the work industry or making ends meet. It's like we're fighting and fighting just to stay where we are, and we're just treading water. When we stop fighting and we release our energy, it comes back to us, right? We're not putting it out towards something that we don't want. And we start to gain our own energy. Also, you let go of that struggle and you just start flowing with the creek. And then what happens effortlessly? Then you start to move places. You start to go places. You see new scenic scenery down the creek as you flow with the river, with the water. I'm a Pisces, so I like the water symbologies. But it was also a great realization for me that I, in some way, am facing my fears. If I was able to do it in my dream on a subconscious level and bring it to consciousness, it means that I'm at a really good place of meeting certain fears, facing certain fears, and releasing those attachments to those fears. And so I assume that with this energetic exchange that happened, it's going to free up a lot of my energy in my physical life, and things are going to be able to take off. Things are going to be able to move in business and relationship, in life. So I wanted to share this today because I want to ask you, what are you fighting? What do you keep attracting subconsciously when you're trying to prove something or keep the status quo, or even when you're fighting to get somewhere? What are you fighting against? Because it's just like Eckhart Tolle says, right? When you choose the present moment or when something presents itself, you interact with it as if you chose it. And that's what I did in my dream with death. I was like, wait a minute. We're gonna talk this out. And I started to work with the energy, like not literal death, you guys, but the fear. And I started to conversate and get to know this energy. And then in the end, hug this energy and again, walk away not afraid of it. And knowing also that it can't hurt me either, right? Nothing's going to happen that unless I choose for it to happen. Giving what myself the power back instead of saying that, death or obstacles or blockages have power over me. I'm seeing now, oh, wait, no, I'm not a victim of those things. So I'd like to ask you where you still feel like you're a victim of certain circumstances or life's obstacles or blocks, and ask yourself, if you're really pushing that energy away, or if you're looking into that aspect of yourself that you rejected, or that circumstance that you're, not working with, and actually bringing the trauma closer and closer and closer, and also just depleting your energy in the long run. So that's what I do in the Akashic, and that's what I do with my clients, is identifying those obstacles, even if they are subconscious. In fact, I usually go into their Akashic records. We go and we discover what those core blockages are. We work on it on a subconscious level to clear and heal and connect with our true energy. So I just thought that was a great representation of kind of working through things in the subconscious and bringing it to conscious light, and also kind of transmuting and healing it, turning the pain into power, right? Or turning your pain into peace, just coming into peace with what you are feeding your energy to, and your fears and obstacles and blocks. Because then once you kind of diminish that power over you, and you are in alignment with who you are, and you're in alignment with peace, then that's where ultimately you're in alignment with your power and your energy and higher power, your higher self. So I hope this resonates with you, and I will leave my link to my website below if you do want to work with me in the Akashic and clear up some of these things. If you are so tired and want to stop fighting mentally, emotionally, energetically, and you don't understand why these same obstacles or patterns keep coming back into your life, they're coming back so you can acknowledge them, so you can make peace with them, so you can grab your treasure trove, right, of gifts that are hidden right behind what looks like the biggest fear of your life is actually holding on to the greatest gift, and gift to service to others and yourself. But you have to face, you have to confront, you have to stand up to those things to prove really to yourself. You put them in your Akashics. You could prove to yourself that you could own that gift and move forward in light to others, and in a place of love rather than fear. And that's really what it all comes down to, is love. So I'll see you guys on the next one. And I hope this is great food for thought.